Yes. So yesterday we were discussing about the different aspects of first chapter. Yes. So first chapter only MCQ as I told you. Can anybody tell me who is the artist who has drawn the map? Was for the drawn the picture?
Patrick Soria, sir. Patrick Soria.
Frederick Sorry. Okay. The picture depicts, what does the picture depict?
Nationalism, sir.
National socialism.
The idea of liberalism in the people's
It is the system that this is said to be all the democratic social republics. Democratic social republic. That is a picture representation because the countries, which country is leading the contingent?
USA.
US.
Switzerland and US.
Yes, USA is leading the contingent. Okay. And the liberty statue is a personification of liberty, a female statue. What are the materials in her hand?
Rights and
Pardon?
Book and
torch, sir. Torch.
What does the torch represent?
enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment, sir. Enlightenment.
Yes, it is a torch holds the idea of enlightenment. Then, on the other hand,
Charter of rights, sir.
Rights
Charter of
for
man.
Charter of man rights.
Rights of man, sir.
Charter of Rights. This is known. Charter of Rights were written in which country?
France.
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 After the French Revolution. So, is there a charter of men and women?
Yes, sir.
In her hand, what is the representation? Is it a charter of men and women or charter of men only?
Only men, sir.
Only men. Because when the drawings were drawn in the beginning, females were not given equal representation. So it has. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by the idea utopia?
Imaginary
Sir,
place.
it is an idea, sir, which is nearly impossible to be implemented in the near future.
Okay, I will. What I will do?
It's just a belief in the minds of people, sir.
Wait. I will. How to make myself small, and I can see you. Some of you. How to
Sir, by
do?
changing layout.
Huh?
Sir, on top right, sir, change layout. Double click.
Change layout. Double click is enough, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then. Rishikeshwara, can you tell me what is utopia?
Sir, it is an idea which is nearly impossible to be implemented in the near future. It is just a belief in the minds of young people.
Very good. So utopia is what is said is absolutely right. Utopia is something that is not practicable. An idealistic society is known as utopia. Okay. Abhimanyu, can you tell me what do you understand by absolutist? Abhimanyu. No response. Where did he go? Abhimanyu has gone for lunch, breakfast. Abhimanyu. Okay, Gote.
Studies with.
Gote.
Sir, unlock rooms.
Pardon? Louder. Gote, can you tell me what do you understand by absolutist? No. Abhiram.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
In absolutist government, sir, the government does not have any control. It does not have any restraints on what power it can exercise, and it can exercise any type of powers.
Who
Like
is exercising power in absolutist system?
Monarchy, kings, sir. Single individual.
It is controlled by monarch.
Shall I tell, sir?
Okay. Who is that? Come
Sir,
on.
Rishikesh.
Come on.
Sir, absolutist is a form of government in which the power is concentrated in the hands of a single person or a small group of people.
Mainly, it is told single person, the king. Okay, the king concentrates the power. The power is like the ancient period kingship was existing. There is no no parliament, no other powers to control the king. So that period was known as absolutist. Modern period we can say dictatorship. But in absolutist, one thing it is a hereditary. The power moves from one person to another as he decides. In absolutist, in a dictatorship, it may not be possible. Sometimes there will be elections and all those things. But in absolutist theory, absolute power is, and it is given by God. It is known as divine right theory also. God has given the power to the king to rule. So once God has given the power, nobody in the earth has got the right to question God. And in turn, the king. That is a speciality of absolutist theory. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Please allow Abhimanyu.
Pardon?
Sir, allow Abhimanyu, sir. He is in the lobby.
See, I have left it open. I have not. It is locked. Room is locked. Okay. I hope it is unlocked.
No, sir.
Let me see.
Yeah.
It's unlocked.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, unlocked. You have joined and left to the group, Abhimanyu. Okay, then that is in the first part. Yesterday we were discussing about different other parts of it. Then we have to go to England, no? Shall we go to England?
Yes, sir.
Can anybody show me the textbook of that part of England? Can you show me when the Union Jack flag was accepted? Nobody knows. Union Jack flag was accepted. Abhiram, you are showing textbook?
No, sir.
Tell me then answer. Union Jack flag. The flag of Britain. Okay. Nobody remembers what happened. I'm not having the textbook. That is a real problem. Nobody is having. Okay.
Sir, shall I display it, sir?
If you display also what everybody cannot see, no, I can also read a much. Then what we do is today we will go to civics, tomorrow we will come back to textbook, civic history. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Because history textbook is not, there is hard copy with me, it was only soft copy. So yesterday also I prepared and came in that today I prepared, but it's not coming to my mind all the dates and years. Okay. So what is the first topic we are discussing? Belgium, no? Combination of Belgium and
Power sharing, sir.
power sharing. We will go to power sharing. Okay? You are having, if you don't have textbooks, come. Otherwise, no problem. Without textbooks, so we can read. I am having textbook. No problem. Of power sharing. Yes. This Belgium is in which continent?
Europe, sir.
Europe, sir.
European continent. And 59% of the people in Belgium speak which language?
Dutch. Dutch, sir.
And the region where the majority
Sir,
Dutch
Wallonia region.
is known as
Flemish.
Flemish. Okay. And 1% of the people in Belgium speak a language. What is that language?
German.
German. Yes. German is the language spoken by 1% of the total population. That you must understand. So that 1% also is taken into consideration. But there is a contradiction ratio in the capital. The countryside and the capital, there is a contradiction. Countryside is dominated by the Dutch people. But the capital is dominated by which
French.
society people?
French people.
French.
Speaking
French. What is the ratio?
80%.
80% in the city of Brussels. Brussels is the capital of Belgium. 80% of the people in Brussels city are French speaking people. 20% only are speaking Dutch in Brussels capital. But when we go to countryside, it is 59 and 40. Okay. 59 and 40. 59% speak Dutch and 40% speak French. 1% speak German. So that is a situation in Belgium. Okay. Now, the same situation we take to come to Sri Lanka. What is the official language of Sri Lanka?
Sinhala.
Sinhala is the official language of the Sri Lankan people. And there are other languages speaking, mainly Tamil speaking population. So how many percentage of people speak Tamil?
18%.
18.
18.
Yes, 18%. You see, 74 and 18%. Now, this 74% people is a majority. Here we are discussing
72, sir.
in this. Pardon?
72, sir.
No, this 74.
No, sir, 74 only.
74. Latest textbook tells about 74. Oh, you may be having
74 and 18.
You may be having old textbook. Okay.
No, sir. Sir, 74 and 18, how it can be possible?
92.
What's the problem? 74 and 18. 92 it will come. Correct now?
Yes, sir.
74 plus 84, 92. Yes?
Sir, other 8, sir.
Other 8 will be speaking Hindi, Malayalam. There are Malayalis also there. Hindi speaking people are there. Telugu speaking people are there. Okay? But they are not, they may be 1%, they may be 2%, they are, and they may be having different other languages. These are two prominent groups. That is why. Others are not even, sometimes may not come even 1%. Minus. So they have not given the minutest details about Sri Lanka. Okay? Your doubt is that, no? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So, these two speaking people, 74% is a brute majority, in any system. If you write examination, they say if you have got a 70% mark, you are very good. Okay. So naturally 70% is a brute majority. In a democratic ideology, this brute majority decision should be accepted by the minority. That is the thing. But the minority was not ready to accept the majority, and the majority was not ready to listen to the problems of the minority. That is a problem in Sri Lanka. Okay. So we are not going to details. Can any tell me which is the religion of the majority?
Sir, Buddhism.
Buddhist.
Christian.
Buddhist, sir.
Majority people in Sri Lanka follow the religion named Buddhism. And these Buddhists speak the language named Sinhala. The Tamilians who have gone from Karnataka, from Tamil Nadu recently and early also, centuries ago also they might have settled down there. They were speaking their mother tongue. Now you know, some of you are from North India, you come to Karnataka, you learn Kannada, you may settle down in Karnataka, you may keep your language, the language of North India, you may speak in your home. So if the family generation is taking place, the family may speak that language. So your language is there along with the Kannada. You may be speaking Kannada also, but your mother tongue and that area that you speak will be mostly your language, Bhojpuri. So that is the situation. The same was there for the Tamilians. So there was a friction. Okay. So among this 18%, there were Hindus were there, Muslims were there, then Christians were there, the Tamil groups. So many divisions, religious. But when we go to Belgium, what divisions are there? Only the linguistic division is there. Is there any much religious division in Belgium?
No, sir.
No. In Belgium, they believe in Christianity. So there is only one religion. There is no religious division. When we come to Sri Lanka, there is a religious division. So there were Christians. Some of them were Sinhalas. Some of them were Tamilians. All those group of people were divisions were there in there. Now Sri Lanka has taken the step to stop Sinhala as the official. When was the official language was made Sinhala? 1956. When did Sri Lanka get independent?
48 from British.
48. Who was ruling Sri Lanka?
1948, sir.
Okay, 1948. Who was ruling Sri Lanka? Anybody?
British.
Who was ruling Sri Lanka? No knowledge.
British.
Britishers. Britishers were ruling Sri Lanka. After leaving India, they left Sri Lanka. India did not try to occupy Sri Lanka because India has no intention to attack and conquer the neighboring countries. If it is their Maldives, we could have conquered. Sri Lanka, we could have conquered. There is no problem. There are small countries, even Nepal. So India is not having that intention of conquering others. India tells even if they are big or small, if they want to be independent, let them be independent. So then that is Indian policy. Okay. So in 1948, Sri Lanka got independence, and when the constitution was accepted, Sinhalas wrote that official language of Sri Lanka will be Sinhalas. What is the official language of India?
Hindi and English.
Official language.
No official language, really speaking. Hindi is being used as a language and English. and they have decided
Sir,
in the
Hindi and
constitution.
English are official languages, sir. In Sri Lanka, sir, Sinhalese was declared as the national language, sir. That's why riots happened.
In Sri Lanka, Sinhalas was recognized as a national language, and everybody was bound to communicate and write and utilize Sinhala. In India, central government examinations were held in which language?
Sir, English and Hindi.
Hindi prominently, then English. Okay. So that is nowadays.
22 off.
Now entrance examinations to science schools can be written in which language? In
English,
many
Hindi or
languages,
regional?
there are regional languages are accepted now. You know, have you attended the meeting of the Old Boys Association this year? No. Captain Gobinath was telling that at that time he had come to write in English. It was very difficult for them to write in English examination. Okay. Now, why now it is very easy? Because translation is very easy by computer, is it not? Just put the word in a computer will translate. Earlier, what was the problem?
There had to be a translator, sir, mediator between the two people.
Yes, translator will be. So, if it should be translated to different languages, around 10-20 people should be called in for translation, and any one of them leaks out the question paper, it is a problem. Is it not? Now, since a computer cannot leak it out, no? Unless and until somebody gives orders to the computer. My dear fellow, give out. Until and unless when somebody gives up order to give out, computer will not give out the question papers. So that is, human brain is not like that. It cannot be simply controlled. That is why nowadays it's easy to, now NEET examination, all the examinations, they have got the local languages. This is the reason, computer will just translate. That is why in their statement they write also, the base question paper will be in English or in Hindi, not in the local language. So they write English question also. If it is translation is in Kannada, English and Kannada they give. Because computer translation, some words may not be correct, having correct meaning. Whatever it knows, it will translate. Okay, that is all. What's the capital of Belgium?
Brussels.
Brussels. What is the capital of European Parliament?
United Kingdom.
European Parliament's capital.
Belgium, sir.
Huh?
Belgium. Brussels.
Brussels is the capital of European Parliament. European countries have got their union. From that, UK has gone out. So that European Union's Parliament is held, or it is capital of European countries is Brussels. The question will come, why Brussels was chosen as a capital? Options will come. That it will be because Brussels have given accommodation to various social and linguistic group of people, and the people live happily without any. So it will be social and linguistic group that will be there. If that is there, that is the right answer. Okay, there is about the Belgium. Okay, now we are coming to India. Only tomorrow more there. Day after tomorrow onwards, class is not there. Vacation your examination, your preparation. So I am going fast. Tomorrow we will go back to history. Okay. Power sharing. Can anybody tell me what is horizontal power sharing?
Between executive, judiciary, and legislatures.
Between various organs of
various organs of the government. That is a vertical. Is it not? Is it vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal, sir.
between levels of government.
Horizontal.
That is level of government, sir.
Yes.
Various level of government.
It is a horizontal, horizons going to the sideways. Equal all are. That is the horizontal division of power. Keeping that word in mind. Same. That is executive, judiciary, and parliament.
Sir, horizontal is division between different organs, sir. Vertical is union, state, local, panchayats.
Yes. Horizontal means same. All the three are equal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That is executive, judiciary, and parliament. Okay. These three organs. Among those three organs, we call it horizontal. Like this horizon is like this, no, going to sides, equal. So that is all. Vertical is from top to bottom. So top one is there, then there is another one. Levels are the ladder, like it is going down. And it may be wider in downside. When we come to the top, it will be joining to them. So that is a vertical power. Central government, state governments, district panchayat, municipalities, municipal corporations, taluk panchayat, and village panchayat. So that division is known as vertical division, straight from bottom to top. Okay. Sorry. So there is a different organs of levels of the government. Then,
Sir, what is difference between holding together democracy and coming together democracy?
What is that? Anybody? Not coming, holding to democracy and coming to democracy, holding to federalism and coming to federalism.
Sir, holding together is where, sir, a large constituency or a country divides its states, sir, to keep them together. They are divided on the base of linguistic secularism, etc. Sir, in coming together, sir, many different small constituencies come together to form a community or a nationality.
Yes. So, simple I will explain now. Coming together, you see, all were independent. Okay? Each group was independent. That each group came together and they began to put a gum and join together. That is coming together. Now, India you take. See, India had 25 kingdoms. These 25 kingdoms decided that we will make one kingdom ourselves. All the 25 kings decided. And they decided that among them one they will elect as a emperor of India. That is coming together federation. So in coming together, first units are created. Units come together and form the center. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Units will form and units will come together and they form one. They join together. They put a gum like it. They join together. They agree to work together. That is coming together federation. That has come into existence in America. In America, before independence, there were 13 colonies. So those 13 colonies came together. They decided to form a unit and fight against the British because they wanted independence. Each were absolutely free. Each unit was independent. But each 13 unit agreed that we will work together and fight together against the British. So they fought against the British together. They elected one leader, that is George Washington. And George Washington fought against, under leadership of George Washington, they fought against Britain and they got independence. After independence, there was a discussion among themselves. No, we will go back to old 13 divisions. But still, some of them told, no, we will leave it together. So they came together and they decided to form the government in America, United States of America. And they gave some of the powers to the central government. Majority of the powers are in the hands of the state government. Center cannot interfere in the matters of the state government in America. When we come back to India, in India, first we formed the central government. And central government gave the powers to the state. Okay, Karnataka, you take this much. Kerala, you take this much. Andhra, you take this much. It decided. Central government gave. So it is known as a holding. So the hold is in the hands of the whom?
Central
government. Central had the holding. It is holding the, as a horse is held, no? It is holding, connecting to. If 25 horses are there, that 25 horses rope will be held by one person. So that is central government. Okay, central government, you take this much, like this it divides. So that is the holding together federation. Okay. So it is a decision of the central government how it should be. So they wrote a constitution. They wrote the constitution, and in the constitution it is given, okay, each unit's power. So that is holding together. Means first the central government will be formed. Central government will divide the power among the states. And mutually there may be an agreement. That agreement is a constitution. Central government also agrees, signs. State government also signs. That's a constitution. In America, it is first units are formed, units come together and a center is formed. Clear?
Yes.
So holding together and coming together federation. Yes. Come on. Somebody is having doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so that is a holding together and coming together federation. So in India, we are called holding together federation. American Federation is the best example of coming together federation. Most of the countries of the world are holding together federation. When we come to India, India cannot be completely called federation because we in India wanted the more power for the center. The constitution, time is up already. Okay. The constitution has written the central government can take over the administration of the states. Okay, so that is the situation. We call it quasi-federal. Okay, boys, today time is up. My WebEx is telling, my dear fellow, stop. Your time is up. Okay? See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, tomorrow we will have.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Thank you, sir.
Tomorrow we will have what is that portion name?